What's going on guys, Wingsman here and welcome back to another Redstone tutorial, and today guys I'm gonna be showing you how to make this really cool and simple 6x6 door in Minecraft Bedrock edition. If you guys are excited for that, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe if you're new, and without further ado, let's get right into today's video. As per usual, I have to say that I absolutely love this door because how awesome it looks and because how simple it actually is to make. You can see we have a really nice 6x6 door with a nice opening and a closing, and the rest of this, although may look complicated, is actually really simple. All we have is 4 triple piston extenders, basically 2 on either side. This is kinda the same when you are making a 4x4 door, you are just using 4 double piston extenders, but in this case for this 6x6 door we are using 4 triple piston extenders. And as I said, they may look complicated because there's a lot of the repeaters and of course this part over here with the observer, but trust me, when we make the first one, the rest will come easy. So you can see this is really simple to make and I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So the blocks we're going to need for this are some block of our choice for the redstone and for the door. We're going to need some immovable blocks since we are dealing with honey blocks and slime blocks. I'm gonna be using light blue glass terracotta, but you can use obsidian, pumpkins, melons or leaves. We are going to need 24 of the actual blocks for the door, 6 slime blocks, 6 honey blocks, 12 sticky pistons, 4 observers, 42 redstone repeaters, 86 redstone dust, basically a stack plus 22, and 1 lever to activate our door. First thing we're going to do is go 5 blocks above the ground, just like this, and from this block we are going to install our first triple piston extender with the block behind the first sticky piston. We want to go behind it and make a 4x6 area for the redstone to go on. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we need to expand it by 5 more blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basically making sure that you are going to have 2 additional blocks in front of the last sticky piston, and just bring everything over here with the block of choice that you use for the redstone. And now we can put in the redstone. Now as I said, this may look complicated, but it's actually really simple to do. We're going to start over here behind the first sticky piston with that block behind it, making sure that we are going to have 2 repeaters on max tick delay going into that block, then having 1 repeater on max tick delay going into the first sticky piston. For the middle sticky piston we want to have 3 redstone repeaters all on max tick delay. For the third sticky piston we want to have 1 redstone repeater on max tick delay and another one without of any delay. And finally over here in front of the third sticky piston we want to have another 2 redstone repeaters on max tick delay. So basically this over here repeater is the only one that doesn't have the max tick delay. After that you can grab yourself the redstone dust and just go all the way around, making sure you're going to connect every single redstone repeater, and it should look something like this. Now again, this second repeater for the third sticky piston is the only one that doesn't have any delay, so of course you could have taken the screenshot over here. And now to finish the triple piston extender, we want to go in front of the triple piston extender, grab yourself the observer with the face pointing towards the middle sticky piston, and over here we are going to need a little area just to wrap the redstone around from this observer into the third sticky piston, which is basically going to complete the triple piston retraction. And of course we can grab ourselves the lever. Just to test everything out, if we click it we should see that we have a triple piston extension, and if we click it again we are going to get the triple piston retraction. And of course the way the triple piston retraction is completed is by having this little observer with 3 pieces of redstone leading into the third sticky piston, and this is basically the triple piston extender. If you want, I'm just going to set it up so you guys can take a little screenshot. There we go, and the only thing we need to do now is copy this 3 more times. But before we construct the remaining 3 triple piston extenders, we want to basically make our door. We want to go to this sticky piston, which is pretty much a triple piston extender fully extended out. We want to grab ourselves 3 slime blocks or 3 honey blocks and place them on top of the sticky piston. And this is where we're going to need 6 blocks of your choice, 3 on top and 3 underneath. Basically, every single triple piston extender is going to be responsible for a 3x3 door. Stacking 4 of them, we are going to end up with a nice 6x6 door. And since we started with the slime blocks, over here on the other side we want to use the honey blocks, pretty much the same thing, 3 honey blocks and 3 of the iron blocks or any other block that you are using on top and on the bottom. We're basically going to do the same thing. Over here we're going to need another layer of blocks of your choice, 3 honey blocks on one side and 3 slime blocks on the other side, and finish it off with 6 more blocks of your choice, and you should end up with something that looks like this, a really nice 6x6 door. And now we are going to install the remaining of the triple piston extenders. We want to go to the original triple piston extender to this block behind the first sticky piston, build it 3 blocks up, and this is where we are going to put in the second triple piston extender, having 3 sticky pistons right on top of each other, making sure that you're going to have that 3 block gap between the door and the sticky piston, and then we are basically going to copy the redstone. Starting off with that 4x6 platform, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and 5 more blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just fill everything in over here. And now we are going to add the redstone repeaters. Again we are going to have 2 repeaters going into the block behind the first sticky piston on max tick delay, 1 repeater on max tick delay going into the first sticky piston, 3 for the middle one on max tick delay just like this. For the final third sticky piston we're going to have 1 repeater on max tick delay and another repeater without of any delay. And finally we're going to finish it with 2 more repeaters in front of the actual third sticky piston, and now we just want to wrap the redstone around. And now of course we just want to grab the redstone and wrap it around, making sure that we are going to pretty much connect every single redstone repeater. Now you might have noticed that in this 4x6 platform we are not using these 2 blocks over here and the block in the corner, but the reason I'm saying make a 4x6 platform is because it's a lot easier for you guys than for me to say make a 4x6 platform with 2 blocks missing here and 1 block missing here. It's just a lot easier. If you're doing this in survival, of course you can take them out. But now that we have our redstone repeaters to finish the triple piston extender, again we're going to need another observer with the face pointing towards the middle sticky piston. We're going to make a little 3 block area over here just to kinda lead the redstone from the observer into the third sticky piston, which is going to complete the triple piston retraction and basically complete the triple piston extender in its own. And now of course we want to copy these 2 triple piston extenders on the other side, starting with the bottom side, but it doesn't really matter. We want to go to the honey block and build 7 blocks out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. You want to destroy the first 6 of them just like this. And of course this block is gonna be used for the triple piston extender, so we're just going to add the 3 sticky pistons, again making sure that we're going to have the 3 block gap between the door and the actual sticky pistons. Over here we are again going to do the same thing, so making a 4x6 platform, and I'm going to do this one without talking so you guys can get a better idea. And now we want to connect every single triple piston extender together, and the way we're going to do that is by going to the bottom triple piston extenders on either side, basically where we have a line of redstone dots that doesn't go into any redstone repeaters. We're basically going to make a simple staircase going upwards, and of course you can save any blocks that you want in survival. Just grab yourself 4 additional pieces of redstone dust and we're going to connect them, and of course we're going to do the same thing on the other side, making that little staircase. And again you can save these blocks that we are not using, but of course grab yourself the redstone signal from the redstone line that doesn't go into any redstone repeaters, 4 additional ones, and we are going to connect them. Now we want to connect both sides together, and the way we are going to do that is really simple. And the way we're going to do that is really simple, by going to the middle of the triple piston extender, where the middle sticky piston is, and where we have 3 of the redstone repeaters with the redstone dust behind it. We want to build 3 blocks upwards, that way the redstone could go down. Over here we want to make a 2x2 area with the blocks of your choice, and finally 1 block right there. The reason we need a 2x2 area over here and not just a straight staircase is because we're going to need a repeater over here without of any delay, just to extend the signal so we can reach both of the triple piston extenders, and we're basically going to do the same thing on the other side. So go 3 blocks up over here, so that way the redstone can go down, make a 2x2 cube, and finally add another block right there, and do the same thing, 2 pieces of the redstone dust on the first 2 blocks, and the redstone repeater going into that redstone right there, and of course we can take out our lever, and now we can basically connect both of them together over here and pretty much lead the lever anywhere we want, and of course we're going to lead it right over here in front of the door. And of course you can decide where you want to have your lever. Let's just pick this block over here and lead the redstone outside over here in front of the door. And over here where the redstone actually connects, we want to have a redstone repeater just to make sure that the redstone signal is going to reach. Since the max reach of the redstone is 15, we are just going to lead it over here, and of course we can add a lever later on top of the platform where we are going to walk. But now you can see there's a lot of the redstone that we need to cover up, and I'm going to show you how to do it right now. What we want to do first is put in our lever just to test that the door is working. We should see the triple piston retraction and the triple piston extension over here, basically opening and closing the door. Right now, to cover the redstone up, first thing we're going to do is grab ourselves the immovable block for choice. Again, I'm gonna be using light blue glazed terracotta, but you can use obsidian, melons, pumpkins or leaves. Of course, since we are dealing with the slime blocks and the honey blocks, we need those immovable blocks, but what I like to do is actually make a little ring going around of the actual door, and we're going to see that this is not necessary. The only blocks that the slime blocks and the honey blocks are gonna be touching are this block over here, this block over here, and of course it's the same blocks on the other side. But just to kinda make everything look a lot nicer, I'm going to just add this little ring over here, and of course it's just going to look nice and symmetrical, and of course we're not going to have any gaps. Again, you don't really have to do this, but in my opinion it looks a lot cooler. But after this, you are going to see that we have a couple of the observers kinda poking out from the actual door, and normally with the doors we will just kinda extend this little outline over here around the door, right over here, but this time you can see that we have a couple of the observers and redstone dust sticking out of the door. So basically the way we're going to go around with that is by grabbing yourself the block of your choice and go 2 blocks out over here from the actual outline of the door. And now we're going to see that we can just grab the remaining blocks and of course go around the actual observers, and it's going to give us a really nice depth, which in my opinion looks a lot cooler for a door this size. And the front of the door should look something like this, a really nice door indeed. And of course you can just grab yourself the lever and maybe place it in front of the door. We can go underneath it and destroy our temporary one that we used over here. Of course you want to see where you have your little lever, which is right over here on this block. Of course if we power it right now it's not going to reach the redstone, which means that we need to destroy that redstone piece, have a block of our choice with the redstone dust on top of it, and now it's going to activate, and of course our door is going to close. If you click it again it's going to open, and of course you can just test it out a couple of times just to make sure that everything is working properly. But of course this is going to leave a massive hole on the other side, and what we want to do is of course cover this up. Again, I'm gonna be using another ring of the actual immovable blocks. Right over here, again you're going to see that the only blocks that the slime blocks and the honey blocks are going to be touching are going to be these 4 blocks over here. But again, just to make everything look nicer, I just like to use the same block we did for the previous rings. So basically making like a 3 block thick ring over here using the block of choice that is immovable. Again, my choice is gonna be light blue glazed terracotta, but you can use pumpkins, melons or leaves or obsidian, it's fully up to you. This in my opinion just looks the best. You can just cover this up over here, And now you can use any block that you want just to go over here all the way to cover every single piece of the redstone. Of course, if you have any problems or troubles with this redstone door, let me know in the comments and I'm going to try to help you to the best of my ability. But you can see our door is basically done. So that's it, we ended up with a nice 6x6 door. I told you it was simple. Again, if you have any troubles or problems with this door, let me know in the comments, I'm gonna try to help you out. But if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe if you're new. It's completely free, takes less than a second and helps the channel out tremendously. If you think any of your friends would enjoy this type of content, make sure to share it with them. But as always, I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.